I don't think so. There it is.
There it is. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Welcome everybody. It's I made it safely back on Wednesday night from RCRPC. There was a delay with Southwest had 1,000,000 jets delayed because there was some funky thing with the computer system in Dallas, but I got home eventually. But in any case, my name's Jonathan Groger. I'm the project manager for this, and I've got a bunch of people from my team here as well. Jason is who was our director of business development. Hanya, who's been helping me with QAing of all this data and is sort of associate project manager for this. And then the man of the hour, Ahmed, who is the man who created this whole dashboard thing. So he can, Ahmed, if you want to jump in anytime when I'm not doing something correctly or, whatever, or there's a functionality I'm not using, let me know, and we'll go from there. And who do you have on your end, Adam?
So aside from me that you get to stare at, I have Jason, who is our JS guy and planner. Carol, I don't even know what her title is. Something in transit. And then Gene.
Yep. All righty.
I apologize for the one camera. We're kind of transitioning our conference room, and our old computer is terrible. So we're stuck using a laptop for the moment.
Okay. I don't want to make this call too long. I just wanted to kind of give people a little demo of what we've done on the transit side of things. And let me go here. And so at the kickoff meeting, we heard from Gene that it would be nice if they could figure out where all the transit signs were that were not used anymore, not on the transit routes or whatever, all the bus stop signs on the transit routes. And so I took that and I told my team, find all the bus stops. And so they did, I think. And this is the result. So we sent you 2 dashboards this morning, Adam and Gene. So this is the big one with all the data in it, the RCRPC ArcGIS, and then the RCRPC TR, which stands for transit routes, is one that just has the bus stops in it. We just decided to do it separately because it's a lot easier. But I'll show you a little nugget in the big one in a minute. But let's just stick with this. So we found 212 bus stop signs on. So let me just start over. So we plotted all the routes, all the transit routes that Pong gave us in a GIS file, right? And so we have the green route. There's all these routes here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 15, and then Ontario Circulator. So we use that GIS file to figure out where the routes were. And then we plotted all the bus stop routes that we found. And so there's one way out here in Shelby, I think. Yeah, that's on a pole. It looks like someone took it and put it on a pole or something, and there it is. I'm not sure how that got there. But anyway, that was part of the point of doing this thing, is to just to point out. So let me just go over this layout here. So here is the number of bus stop signs we found. Here's a visualization of each bus stop sign. So if you click on it, you'll get this view. And then if you click on this button right here, you get an expanded view. So you can really zoom in on it. All right. So that's the functionality of that. And you can expand this. You can make this bigger or whatever, however you want to do it. And of course, here's the map of all the things. Here is just the condition of the traffic signs, and in this case, it's bus stop signs. And then here are the traffic signs on the transit route. We have a yes that's on a transit route, and then a no which isn't on a transit route. And we just use a buffer in the GIS to figure this out. We used like a 20-foot buffer, or I'm not sure what the buffer was. Ahmed, do you know exactly what it was?
Yeah, I don't remember correctly. It was. I'm sorry, I don't remember.
Okay, so we used a buffer in GIS to kind of figure this out. And so if you come in here, the purple ones are the ones that are off the bus stop, the transit routes, and the blues are the ones that are on the transit routes. And so if you look here, this one's pretty far off. It's over here. And then you can zoom in again, see it. It's definitely a bus stop sign. And like I was talking to Gene, there's some that are really close, but they're not exactly on the, they're here, over here. And so I'm not sure if those are really useful or not. There's this one over here that's sort of on the corner, but it's not on the transit route. Maybe fine, I don't know. But anyway, so we used a buffer. That's all we did was use a buffer to figure out which ones are more than 20 feet or so away from the transit lines. So that's really it. That's the gist of the whole thing. It's, and so let me open it up for questions right now. Do those transit lines look right? I mean, we got the GIS file from Pong, so we're assuming it's correct.
Looks good from here at this level. Depends on when it got exported, I suppose, if there was any last minute adjustments.
Yeah.
And I did have a question though.
Sure.
About the condition of the traffic signs. How do we find the signs that were in poor condition?
So if you just want to see the ones that are in poor, you would click that.
Okay, click on the pie.
Yep, click on the pie chart. And you know, I was looking at them earlier today, and you know, some of them are scratched, some of them are just faded, some of them have marks on them and stuff like that. So, and some of them are, excuse me.
You mind clicking on one real quick while we got that up? Just one of those spots.
So I looked at this one earlier. Right, there's only 3. So this one's like got all this mold or something on it, makes it look a little bit bad.
Okay, that's a great sample. Thank you.
But you can see the good and fair ones as well. And so you can even slice and dice them this way too. If you just want to see the ones that aren't on the transit routes, those are pretty, and then you can slice and dice whether it's good or fair. And
Nice.
Good one. Yeah. You can slice and dice the data pretty much any way you want with this tool. You just click on what you want to see, and it's pretty intuitive. That's why I'm not really going to go into all the nuts and bolts of it. It's pretty intuitive. You just got to get into it and use it, and then you'll see the power of it as you go along. There's also, if you want to turn on satellite view, there's imagery, there's all kinds of different ways you can look at it. Look at the streets at night. I mean, these are just built-in GIS things. It's not something we did. So you can do that as well.
And this is public, yeah?
It's not public, no.
Okay.
It's just it's private to you guys. We could make it public if you wanted to, but you know, we assume you don't. So it's not public right now. It could be public if you wanted it to.
Well, no, I just want to be able to share it at this point. Thinking about the public health department is working with us on a bus stop project to upgrade from a flag stop system to a designated bus stop system. And I think it would be interesting information, you know, just to share that this does exist with the planner for that.
Sure.
And so, of course, we're going to get this to Chris and Tara and the folks at our RCT operations team. So could you, when you have this recording ready, I'll share it with that. It's nice and short and sweet.
All right. And so so you can share this username and password to whoever you want to. It works for anybody. So if you want to share it with even outside RCRPC, you can share it with them. But let me show you one more thing here. So this is the big dashboard that I showed on Wednesday. And so we built in a little Easter egg into this because we thought you might want to see stuff on your network. And so let me just let it load here. My internet's really slow today for some reason. So it takes a little while to render, but it'll come up in a second. Okay, here's the big dashboard that I sent to Adam. And so you'll notice there's no TR next to it now. But if you click on this little sidebar, you can get all the assets that are on the transit routes. It'll take a second to redo itself. So yeah, there you go. So then you can just close this out, and you're just going to get your transit routes, and then It shows you the mileage, whether we surveyed the road or not. So we didn't survey some roads because it wasn't in the scope. You'll see there's one transit route down here that we didn't survey. It's purple. I'll zoom in on it. We didn't do this area, but everything else we did survey. So you got 6,000 traffic signs, 1,400 pavement markings. Paving addition is 46.2. So we didn't do a lot of the county roads and state roads. We didn't do any county roads and state roads for paving condition. That's why you see 46.2 and 91 here. We only did the local roads. And then if you move this over here, your pavement markings, your lane markings, you got 95.1 miles. The sidewalks, you got 50 miles, and number of manholes. That was something we did for Madison, so you're probably not too concerned with that. And then you can click on this and you can see all your pavement conditions for just the transit routes. Again, here's 13. We didn't do 13, so you're not going to get anything on that. But anyway, if you ever want to see, what your pavement conditions are, all your traffic signs that are on the transit routes for whatever reason you want, pavement markings, lane markings, sidewalks. This is one you may be concerned with: sidewalks and sidewalk width on the transit routes. So that's just a little Easter egg we built in. If you wanted it as a separate, totally separate, map or whatever, we could do that as well. But I just wanted to show that to you. You just click on this thing and you drag it in and out. And then if you hit the golden button, the magic button that I talked about earlier, it just resets talked about on Wednesday. It just resets everything and you can slide this guy back. And then you've got the whole network again.
That looks really handy because, as we are going to be upping the number of transit bus stops, the sidewalk is important to us as well.
Yep.
And to be able to see that from the meeting, we do want to do some actual on-site stops, but you can't hit them all with a focus group. So a meeting with this tool could be super helpful. So I'll share this with Shane at the health department too.
Alrighty. So we just want to show that little functionality to you. So that's it. I said it would be a short meeting, 15-20 minutes, and I think I'm good with that. Any questions? Any further questions from you guys? And so you have all this. You can go into the email that I sent and you can click on the links and it should work. If it doesn't, let me know. We'll fix it really quick because there's an email authentication thing that sometimes it comes up, sometimes it doesn't, but I think we got it solved.
I got it.
Let me know.
Yeah, it worked earlier when I was messing with it a little bit, so I'll play with it here a little bit more and just.
I'm not sure if Jason was copied or not, but I'd appreciate, Jason, if you get a chance to double check on the routes and make sure they got the latest. Do you know, Jonathan, when they were uploaded from?
Oh, it was probably 6 months ago.
Okay, so just if you could just give it a reality check, if you can think of anything we made a couple of last minute adjustments on, if anything, that those are reflected there. Okay, that makes sense.
If it's not, how do I change it?
Well, we'd need to let them know, I'd say.
Yeah.
Make sure they have the latest. See, we've been working with a technology company that's going to be tracking where the movements of our buses, so people, it'll pop up on Google Maps, etc. And through that, we've had whole new GTFS tables built. So the GIS maps in a sense. So
Right.
All right. Well, thanks so much. We'll share this further out and look forward to picking up those extra signs, if nothing else.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Appreciate your time.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.